Hey, this is Ray Blankenship with FatFox.com LLC, and today we're going to go over the TFI Relocation Kit that we offer, part number 423706. And what we're going to do is go over the parts that will be shipped out once you order them. And first of all, we're going to start with the extension wires. These are 3 wires, and you can get an orange with a yellow tracer, a red with a green tracer, and a red with a blue tracer. Now, these wires will actually be color coded for your application. Also, we have the heat shrink and color code. This will go on the orange wire. We have the green heat shrink that'll go on the red with the green tracer. We have the blue, which will go on the red with the blue tracer. We have ring terminal that will actually go to your drain wire on your harness. We have the female terminals. This right here will actually plug into your TFI module. We have the male terminals that will actually go into your PIP. Alright. And we've got all the necessary hardware, stainless steel bolts. We've got a button head for the harness. It'll go to the, actually to hold the harness down and everything. And then your other screw or other bolt here that you've got will go to your drain wire that mounts on your distributor. This is a tie wrap with an eyelet on it, and it'll actually go to your distributor. It'll actually mount to your distributor. You'll put it through the hole here on your harness, and you'll just tighten your bolt up, and that's going to hold your harness in real nice and tight on your distributor. Okay, the other thing will be your heat sink, and this right here is a 4-dimension, aftermarket heat sink, and it's a very nice aluminum machined piece here. And if you look, you'll get your black, red, blue color code that's on there, and that'll tell you exactly when you mount your TFI module onto this. It'll tell you exactly which terminal to use on that. And also, you get a 3-wire twisted shielded harness, and the drain wire, like I said, it will ground to the distributor. And this is a piece that we make in-house. It's 9 foot 6 inches long, and that way it's customizable. You can cut it, basically put it as far as you can, as far as the factory harness will take you. All right, so that's everything pretty much in the kit. We also will ship out our Fat Fox logo with that, with your purchase. And if I can go ahead and get you to zoom out, I'll show you this. This right here, everybody asks about a PIP. What is a PIP? Well, this is basically your pickup that's inside of your distributor, okay? And it goes in there, it'll actually mount in there. And this right here is basically just a form to hold your wires in. And if you look, if you could zoom in right here, the terminals are female terminals, okay? That's where your male terminal will actually go in. Now, a lot of people are having problems, even when they put their TFI module, as you can see right here, here's the terminals. But they'll put their TFI module in, when they change them out, things like that, they end up loosening these up. And when that happens, you know, you get a bad connection or whatever. So what I usually do whenever I do any of these kits, I'll end up taking a pair of needle nose, and I'll get in there and lightly squeeze the terminal. And you know, you don't want to squeeze it so hard you can't get the other terminal in there, the spade terminal. So you got to be real careful with that. Okay. And Basically what this kit does is it relocates the TFI module, which is usually on the distributor itself. And this is one of the hottest places that you can mount the TFI module. And this is one reason that I've come up with this kit. Now Ford actually come up with a kit in '94, '95, and this was due to the TFIs constantly going out on people, leaving them stranded, and sometimes even worse, even fatalities and things like that, where their car stalled and they've ended up having a wreck. But basically, it's pretty easy, pretty simple. You'll have your harness that'll actually come from your distributor, and what you're going to do is you're going to take that harness, the supplied harness in the kit, and you're going to run it back onto the firewall. There's an actual main harness that goes there, and you will actually take this up to the front. Now, where I've been mounting mine and where I suggest everybody mounts theirs is on the fender support and on the passenger side. And the reason for this is that it's way up in the front, and you can get maximum cooling effect on it. And it's real simple to do. All you got to do is unbolt 2 bolts, take the bracket down, and you got the bracket there. All you got to do is put the bracket, mark your holes, drill your holes out, bolt it up, you're good to go. And with these 3 wires that we were talking about earlier, a lot of people they're wondering about those. They're like, well, why do I have those 3 wires? Well, in your factory harness that comes from your distributor out, it'll be a shielded wire, okay, or a shielded cable. And you'll have 3 conductors that'll be just separated from that harness. And these 3 conductors go on the power side, which is on the driver's side, okay? So when you take the original harness out, it'll be on the passenger side. It's actually going to the computer, straight to the computer. So you're going to run it on the passenger side on the inner fender well. And what I've done with these wires, I've actually soldered these on right about where the brake, if you've got an aftermarket brake adjuster, where you can, or proportion valve. That right there is a great place to splice on. So that's where I usually splice mine. And that's where I suggest everybody else does, because it's easy to get to. Now, also in my kit, we've got a nice little instruction manual, and this is illustrated instructions. This is not just for Mustangs, it's for all Ford vehicles with a TFI or mounted onto the distributor. And the letters are pretty big, easy to read, and it's step by step. So the process that I went through is the process that's actually written down on paper. So you shouldn't have any problems at all hooking it up. Now, I have my phone number actually in the directions. So if you do, get hung up on a snag or something that you're not sure of, and you need a little guidance, feel free to call me. Okay. Now, since I went over the kit pretty much in detail, I'm going to basically explain why you need the kit. Earlier, I discussed about the TFI module being put on the distributor. Well, there's a lot of heat that comes up from the engine. And later on, we're going to do another video clip later on, and we're going to take some readings off the our thermometer off the distributor, and then we'll do one on the heat sink. Now here's the deal. On the heat sink, that TFI module gets pretty hot by itself, okay? And if you don't believe me, get out on the highway, get in stop and go traffic, and then pull over and feel it, and it's going to be very hot. Now, it's creating heat by itself because it's basically an amplifier, okay? The PIP is sending a signal back to the TFI module. The TFI module is sending the signal back to the computer, as well as the ignition switch is cutting on the coil to fire the spark. So basically this is all working in sequence here to start your car. Hey guys, this is Ray Blankenship with FatFox.com LLC, and as promised, we're going to go over the temperatures and everything for the TFI modules. Just get in here on the cockpit just to kind of show you guys the temperature that we're setting at right now. I don't know if that's focused in good enough because the sun's kind of glaring, but it's right around 190 degrees, 200, and pretty much, as you can see, everything's up to temperature. What we'll do, we'll go over here and look at the engine compartment. And what I'll do is I'll take some readings of the distributor and let you see how hot it gets. And this is what the module's setting on right now. That is showing 188 degrees where the module would actually set. Now the TFI module that we have is remote mounted, and we've got it tucked up under here, and it's actually on the brace back here, and we'll get under the car and show you that. Let's crawl under there now. Right there's the module. We're going to shoot it with our and that's showing 100. It was 103 degrees. We'll shoot it again. That was 105 degrees. So you can tell there's a huge difference between heat. Shoot the distributor again. See, that's 188 degrees. And that's a huge difference. So, you know, you can either rely on your module getting cooked by the distributor, or you can go with a more reliable kit like I've got and keep the heat down off your module.